Have you ever felt like the world was speaking to you? Not through words, not through signs, but through silence. There's a stillness, a sacred pause that touches the edge of every morning, a moment where time hasn't started moving yet, where the universe leans in, it listens, it waits, not to speak to you, but to speak with you. Most people miss it. They're too fast. The alarm blares, they wake up, swipe, scroll, brush, coffee, rush, and just like that, the sacred space is gone. The universe turns away unanswered. But then, there are the others, the few, the quiet souls who remember what the ancients knew. They pause, they feel, and in that moment of stillness, they speak back, not with noise, not with a to-do list or a wish, but with a whisper, a sacred whisper, just 3 words that align the soul with something greater than thought. Wealth, flow, divine timing. You might be thinking, 3 words? That's it? Yes, because simplicity is the most powerful force in the universe. It's not the storm that moves mountains. It's the wind, returning every day without fail. These words, passed down from mystics, from healers, from those who could read the world without needing to explain it, carry a resonance that isn't heard, it's felt. Let me tell you a story. There was once a man who lived in the heart of a roaring city. He had everything, the job, the apartment, the status, but each day he felt like he was swimming upstream, every plan delayed, every meeting rushed, every opportunity just slipped through. One morning, he met an old woman on the subway. She said nothing, but smiled like she knew him. He asked her, "Why does it feel like life is always fighting me?" She looked at him as if peering into his soul and whispered, "Because you never listen before you speak." Confused, he asked, "What does that mean?" She reached into her pocket, handed him a torn piece of paper, and said, "Every morning, before the world sees you, make sure the universe hears you. Whisper these." He did. For 7 days he woke up, sat in silence, and spoke the words. And on the 7th day, something changed. His inbox lit up with an opportunity he had forgotten about. He ran into someone he hadn't seen in years, and they had exactly what he needed. He didn't push, he didn't chase, he flowed. He remembered what it felt like to be in sync, in alignment, like the world wasn't against him, it was with him. So now I ask you, have you ever had a day like that, where everything just clicked? You smiled for no reason, you moved with ease, the right people showed up. It wasn't luck, it wasn't hustle, it was energy. And what if I told you that energy begins the moment you wake up, not when you open your eyes, but when your soul wakes up, when you whisper to the silence, and it whispers back. These 3 words I'm about to give you aren't random. They're coded, not in language, but in vibration. They're not meant to impress your mind. They're meant to awaken your field. They are not affirmations. They are activators. So when you're ready, truly ready, I'll give them to you. But only after you promise me one thing. Tomorrow morning, before the world rushes in, before the scroll, before the noise, before the what-ifs and should-haves and have-tos, you'll pause, you'll listen, and you'll speak, not to be heard by others, but to be felt by the universe. Because sometimes, the most powerful prayers are only 3 words long. There was a woman in northern India. Her name was Anaya. She lived in a small, quiet village, raising 2 children on her own. Her husband had passed away in a flood 3 winters ago. He left her with nothing but a broken heart, a single loom, and 2 little souls who called her Ma. Each morning, she woke before the sun. She carried her cloth to the market, feet aching, hands cracked, spirit fading. Some days she sold one piece, some days none. But every day, she smiled, even if it hurt. Then, one morning, a traveler came through the village. He was a monk, old, silent, mysterious, but kind. He stood at her stall and didn't speak for a long time. He simply looked at her, not with pity, but with knowing. Then he picked up a simple piece of cloth, rough, worn, uneven, and handed her a small bag of coins. The coins were worth more than her entire week's earnings. She was confused. "Baba, this is too much," she whispered. He smiled faintly, and finally he spoke. Just one sentence. "Every morning before you leave your house, whisper these 3 words." He leaned in and whispered them to her ear. Then he walked away. She stood there, frozen. The village continued moving, but her world had just shifted. That night, she lit a candle. She wrote the words down on the back of a torn receipt. And the next morning, before waking the children, before putting on her scarf, she closed her eyes and whispered, "I receive freely." Week 1. Nothing changed. No miracles, no money. But she felt calmer, as if something inside her had stopped grasping. She stood taller in the market. She spoke with grace, not desperation. She no longer tried to convince people to buy. She let them come. Week 2. A neighbor, a quiet old woman who rarely spoke, approached her. "Your spirit is kind," she said. "I'm moving. Take my market stall. Bigger space, no rent." Anaya was stunned. "But why?" The woman just smiled. "Because you're ready." Week 3. A group of foreign tourists came through. They were looking for gifts, souvenirs, stories. They bought everything she had. And one of them said, "You should open a shop. You have something special." By the end of the year, Anaya had a shop. Then 2. She had hired other widows, trained them on the loom, built a small home where they could live safely, eat, laugh, heal. Reporters started calling her the Fabric Angel. But when asked about her success, she never said, "hard work." She never said, "luck." She always said this: "It wasn't the words, it was who I became, because of them." Because you see, words don't create magic. They awaken it. They don't force reality. They invite alignment. Energy first, reality second. And now it's your turn. Before I give you the words, take a breath, seriously. Right now, inhale, pause. This moment is sacred. You're not watching this by accident. You're here because your energy is ready to shift. You don't need rituals. You don't need chants. You just need this. I receive freely. Whisper them, not from fear, not from hope, but from knowing. Because receiving is not begging. It's not needy. It's not weak. It's aligned. Most people spend their whole lives trying to earn what they were already worthy of. They try to earn love, earn rest, earn safety, earn wealth. But the universe is not a vending machine. It's not transactional. It's responsive. It echoes your inner state. If you walk into the world open to receive, money doesn't run from you. Love doesn't avoid you. Peace doesn't hide. They find you because they match you. So why these 3 words? I receive freely. Let's break them down. I. The first word is the most powerful. Not we, not someone, not please. Just I. It claims, it centers, it owns. It says, I am the vessel. I am the doorway. I am ready. Receive, not hustle, not fight, not strive. Receive means to allow, to welcome, to soften. Most people spend their lives pushing, but receiving